Welcome back here. I'm Ariel here with Adrian Sullivan,
Hello,
and we're
everybody.
about to begin the final round of Swiss, round 9 of Star City Games Open Philadelphia of the standard portion.
Absolutely. We've been here for about 10 hours of Magic so far.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you at least about 2 more.
So it looks like we have Gerry Thompson on one side of this matchup against Dan Musser, and this is Callblade versus Twin Pod.
Yep.
Twin Pod's been tearing it up this event.
I think so. I mean, it's definitely rivaling Callblade for the most popular deck that we have featured in terms of various different variants. Now, this deck is the version that is Fauna Shaman version. And let's see, does it have...
Hero of Oxidridge?
Here we go.
We were looking for the same card, right?
Yeah.
Yep. 3 Cobras, not 4. Other than that, I think we featured this before when we featured Chris Cronenberger.
That's correct. Now, the only thing I don't really particularly care for with this deck, for the most part, I like Vengevines in the list.
I don't like 3.
I don't like 3 Lotus Cobras. I think you want 4.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Now, on the other side of the table, we've got Gerry Thompson playing kind of very similar to what he was advocating in an article recently, except for in that article he was talking about Mental Misstep replacing Spell Pierce. It looks like what he's done is actually gone back to Spell Pierce.
Well, I think with all the birthing pods, that's been a very good choice.
Yeah.
I think the card that's awesome in this list is Twisted Image.
Yeah. Times 1 in the main, and in the board, 1.
Yep.
Now,
sometimes
Twisted Image doesn't really cost you much if you're not relying on it too heavily.
You know, it cycles when it's bad. Mike Jacob goes on and on about all the virtues of that card. You know, he used to be all about it, you know, you attack their Jace with your Stoneforge, you twist the image, it dies because it's Jace Belair and then -1. But, you know, now it kills, every Tempered Steel guy, it feels like Signal Pest, dead. Spell Skite, dead. Ornithopter, dead. You know, Deceiver Exarch, he does not have the patented Mike Jacob special of just, Mortar Pod plus Twisted Image to kill a Deceiver Exarch, but, there's just so many things you can do with Twisted Image that just really throw people off. Counters the Teetering Peaks. It's just such minimal investment for such high potential value.
And one of the things is that if you're not running, say, 4 of them, right? If you're running 1, it is not going to get in your way. It's not going to do something where you're like, oh, man, I had to cast my Twisted Images, and I didn't have time to cast other things, but I was hunting for a land.
To target, all these other things.
Yeah. It's kind of nice. One of the things that I see happening a lot more recently are these very, very small singletons that are kind of very, very minor investments that don't really get in the way of what the deck does.
Yeah.
And gives you extra value. I mean, this was
this Consecrated Sphinx.
Absolutely.
It's just a guy. It could be an endgame play where you don't want it, but sometimes it's just bigger. It goes over the top.
Right. And you don't have the Jace, the Mind Sculptor, in order to be able to make the filtering through your deck something that you can do more aggressively like you used to be able to. But you do have Ponder, Preordain, you do have Shuffle Effects, and you do have Jace Bellerin, so that you can find it.
We were talking about this earlier. Gerry is running 3 Preordain, 1 Ponder.
Right. And now, what's happening with that? I mean, if I'm correct, I think that what's probably happening is Gerry feels like they're very close cards. And like I said, this is just conjecture. Perhaps Gerry feels like they're very close cards, and he's curious, is Ponder actually perhaps more appropriate in this deck?
He does have some fetch lands to complement the Squadron Hawks and making Ponder into a bit more of a Preordain than it is.
Right. I mean, one of the things with most people that are playing Preordains, they already know that the turn 1 Preordain is a thing you do when you're aggressively hunting for land, or if you're not playing very well.
Yeah. So maybe Ponder gets better in a world where people realize that, hey, maybe it's not a turn 1 play.
Exactly.
So let's see what else are we looking at.
I mean, Gerry, in terms of this matchup, actually looks like he's pretty well set up. He has 2 Day of Judgments in the main. He has 3 Oblivion Rings, which are quite good against Birthing Pod. And then he has Into the Royal as well, so that he can do little tricks if he gets to the 5 mana mark with the Oblivion Ring into the Royal. But even without that, it's just useful to be able to build off some tempo from an opponent that can sometimes just explode all over you.
Right. To be fair, I was talking to Caleb Druid, who just unfortunately got in his Greyhound bus got delayed or something, so he missed the event today. But he was saying that, I was saying, oh, we saw this birthing pod. He's like, yeah, I expected that, when an old Callblade meta, I was playing Birthing Pod because
Yeah.
you know what beat Callblade? Birthing Pod.
Yeah.
That card ends the game. It makes it so that your opponent is in a situation where they're just getting further and further behind every turn, regardless of what they do. Same with Fauna Shaman too.
I remember talking with him
both of those.
at Indy, and at Indy he was running the Birthing Pods there, and his assertion was essentially that you could take the Blue Manji style engine and just push some Birthing Pods into it, and then once you do that, you change things. Oh my goodness gracious me!
Repair.
A repair.
Let's run that back. Okay, so we won't be seeing Gerry Thompson, or we may. We will be seeing Gerry Thompson. Okay.
Oh, and what are we gonna? Just Gerry Thompson. That's all we know for now.
Oh, we might be seeing Gerry versus Alex. Level 8 duel. Do you know if Edgar Flores won his last match? Did you hear anything out there?
I did not.
See if we can get an update on that. Oh yeah, we do have pairings that we can look at. Aha. Looks
Table
like
13, I think
Edgar
that was the loss.
lost his last round. So Edgar is not in contention for top 8. But Gerry and Alex are looking to chase his current standing at the top, or current place at the top of the standings there.
Okay, so we're waiting to find out. There we go. We've got the other opponents. And what is it? It is indeed Alex. Alex v. Gerry. A level 8 duel.
Yep.
Perhaps.
So it's Edgar Blade versus Gerry Blade, it looks like. Edgar 70 or Edgar 60 from last week, plus a couple minor sideboard changes.
Yeah, like I think he's like 73 or 72 from the last list.
It's 73. He's got a Frost Titan and a Ratchet Bomb extra on the board. Yeah, 73 out of 75 of last week, and let's see if Gerry T has managed to next level the metagame here. Yeah, he's cut the Deprive, and he's cut... There was one other card, and I cannot remember what it was. It might have been the third mental misstep. Deprive and third misstep for a Frost Titan and a Ratchet Bomb, is what it looks like.
Here's one of the questions you have to ask yourself when you look at this. So, using Edgar's list, Alex has 3 Jaces to Gerry's 2. He's got 3 Dismembers and 3 Into the Royals to keep the board a little bit more clear. And he's got 3 Sword of Feast and Famine.
Sounds like Gerry lost round 1 and is just 1 out from there.
Wow, yeah.
But I don't think Dismember is very good in this matchup.
Well, I mean, the Dismember in order...
It does kill a Mary Angel. Gerry does have that guy.
And it also...
Alex does have these spell skies that are going to get twisted.
I just kind of wonder, like, what's going to happen here? I mean, I feel like Alex has more tempo cards and has more card advantage cards.
I think the third Jace... Let's see. Third Jace is better for Alex. He has no Oblivion Rings, so Gerry actually has Planeswalker. Into the world, yeah, absolute Planeswalker advantages on Gerry's side.
I don't know if I agree with that. Like, he does not have Oblivion Rings, but he does have 2 more Planeswalkers, and he's got 3 Into the Royals.
Yeah, but Gerry also is Into the Royal for Planeswalkers.
I'm talking about Into the Royal for Oblivion Ring, actually. So
yeah, but that's going to come right back down. It's not going to really last so long. So I'm not really counting this as an absolute answer there.
Oh, I wasn't talking even about absolute, so...
I think that, I think Gerry might be favored here, especially because a Mary Angel goes over the top.
I mean, to my mind, I feel like they both have cards that interact with each other. I think that the Spell Skites are the weak link in Alex's deck. And
the Consecrated Sphinx is a huge game ender in Gerry's
yeah,
deck.
absolutely. I don't know that Gerry has any weak links, but in terms of the composition of his deck. But what I do think is that Alex has more card advantage cards, which can be significant.
Just more specifically, Jace Valerian.
Well, more Jace and Sword of Feast and Famine.
Sure. I don't know how often Sword connects against a Mary Angel and Squadron Knockout. So Gerry on the left, Alex on the right. Alex Bertoncini sporting an MTG Mom pin made by Ben Weinberg.
Right. We shuffle up. Now, both these players, because they are racing for this Player of the Year, I mean, this is an important match for them, even if top 8 weren't on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like...
They're both about an open win behind Edgar.
Yep.
Which, incidentally, is about where he was at a week ago. Everything was pretty tied up.
Right.
I think the numbers we had earlier were 186 Alex, 212 Edgar, and I don't think we had a number on Gerry. But we can look that up real fast. Should be on the Star City site, actually.
Absolutely.
Okay, players, sorry for the confusion there with the features a little bit. We're ready to go. Welcome to the last round. I wish everybody the best of luck. I'd like to remind you very quickly there is no die rolling at any time.
No die rolling.
Any randomization methods.
If you just scroll down on this page, it should be there.
Also, if you have any questions about
Not anymore, not anymore.
Points and standings, there we go.
anything like that into the top 32 or whatever it is, please call the judge.
So, yep.
We prefer-
Oh, Gerry is way behind. Gerry is 154. So he's multiple open wins
Good luck
behind.
in the final round.
And particularly if you put into context that Alex is going to get some points today.
Yeah.
Gerry starts it off.
With like Celestial Colonnade.
Inkmouth from Alex.
Gerry has the turn 2 Hawk. Finding 2 more.
Alex has got turbo turbo no color.
Yep. Tectonic Edge. Gerry gets in for 1. Some more Hawks coming into play. But it looks like he might not have the land drop here. He's debating whether to search. Gerry has a timely reinforcements, which doesn't seem so timely this game.
Into the turn. Dismember.
Yep. And Gerry, this looks like a bit of a mediocre draw from both players that might turn out interesting.
Another no color. And
Sort
a
of
sword.
Feast of Famine.
Which can actually hop onto a Blinky if he has another colorless land.
Gerry did draw Celestial Colonnade. Looks like he's
What
going
a
to play.
strange pair of keeps.
Yeah, all colorless lands. Well, 2 landers reasonable, but sometimes you just don't get there. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Island. And that Hawk is getting Abyssed. Probably. Actually, Gerry's thinking about it, you know. How much is Alex going to actually do to me with those lands?
Abyss.
Looks like he might have an Oblivion Ring for that sword. Oh, he drew a Tectonic Edge? Yeah, he has an Oblivion Ring, I think. And a Jace Balloon, debating which one's the...
Wow. Jace, draw, protect. Lays a Tectonic Edge.
Ooh. If Alex has a Dismember and a land here, things could get interesting, but... Is that another Tectonic Edge? This is just a very strange game.
Activates.
Yep.
Lands. Equip. Attack who?
Probably Gerry. I think the mana's relevant because you just double Tech Edge in here.
I agree. Or at least single Tech Edge, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Probably Tech Edging the Tech Edge. He's like, wait a second, I've got something. A Spell Pierce
Bang.
stops that, and now it's just maybe he texts Gerry again,
Yeah.
and then Gerry has to think about whether that Hawk blocks.
Not really thinking here, I think. I think you just have to stop it because that Tectonic Edge is going to halt things a little bit. You got Jace. Gerry's a bit on the... Well, Gerry's off the beat down here, I'd be willing to say. He's down 3 Hawks right now. Gerry's debating whether he wants to up the Jace or down the Jace, depending on whether he wants to stay out of Nexus range. Chooses
Goes up.
East Draw. Yep.
Gideon Jura. would not be terrible here. I don't know if he has that. I'm just
Does not
throwing
look
out.
like it. There's only one in his deck, so
5 mana. Oblivion Ring with 2 mana available, and then the 2 mana makes a Squadron Hawk.
yep. And suddenly, in the span of a turn, Gerry turns back to being ahead.
Into the Royal, the Oblivion Ring with a land would mean he could activate the Blink Moth or Ink Moth and then untap everything again.
Yeah. Well, he'd be able to attack. Looks like just a preordained, though.
No extra land, and both on top.
Presumably,
Wow, both
land.
on top.
There's a land.
And 2 kinds
Suddenly
of color there.
we have this. Yeah, suddenly we have a fully interactive game. Alex is probably going to cast his own Squadron Hawk here. Tectonic Edge.
Tectonic Edge is the edge.
Yep. Oh, Spellskite.
Wow.
Interesting.
Gerry draws.
Looks like Gerry's pretty heavy on land now.
I think that was another Oblivion Ring I saw in Gerry's hand. Just waiting to figure out where Gerry's going to go with this. He's got a fair number of lands in his hand. He lays a Seachrome Coast, says go, holds back a Squadron Hawk.
Jace had 3 Squadron Hawk in play, 4 mana off for Gerry, 2 Alex's, 2 Nexuses, Tectonic Edge, White, Glacial Fortress Island, and a Spellskite. The Spellskite's going to get interesting if Alex is into the Royal.
Celestial Colonnade.
Which Alex does in fact have an into the Royal.
Squadron Hawk.
Yep.
3 mana back. Is that Gerry's last Squadron Hawk?
Mm-hmm. The other 3 died to sword attacks, and looks like that's getting mana leaks here,
Right.
which Alex pays. Hawk's gonna resolve, getting.
All 3 Hawks, I believe.
I did not count his hand size, but I'm assuming that's
It's
what
pretty
he's
small.
looking for.
And there it is. And here's maybe a sword.
No, it's 4,
5.
5. Gideon.
Gideon. Times 1 in Gerry's deck.
That guy is awesome here.
Mostly tapped down here. Gerry has an island open. One of the things we talked about in an earlier match is how somebody left open a Celestial Colonnade, which was like double value for his opponent, who was able to, you know, potentially Tectonic Edge it and deny the blue mana for that turn.
Yeah. Gerry opts to leave up his non-Tectonic Edge.
Yeah, like these are
Spell Pierce.
small things that people do that, you know, yes, he now can't represent for Condemn, but he doesn't have it anyway.
Yep. I've definitely lost. I lost that mistake once in Extended and just decided I was never going to lose to it again.
Into the Royal, no kicker.
Bouncing Gideon. Looks like Gerry has another Into the Royal and an Oblivion Ring in hand. Or Into the Royal and an Oblivion Ring in hand, not another.
Celestial Colonnade from Alex. Tectonic Edge. Taking out a Colonnade from Gerry Thompson. Attack the Jace Bellerin for Uno. And Gerry trades.
Yeah, that Hawk's probably worth less than a card here. Alex representing Mana Leak.
Gerry draws a Mana Leak. So I see Into the Royal, Mana Leak, Gideon Jura,
I know there's an Oblivion Ring that
Oblivion
I saw.
Rings. That's 4 of the cards. Scalding Tarn. That's 5 of Gerry's cards.
He has 6. And has not used Jace yet.
Now, Alex, with his set of plays there, he has represented that he has a Mana Leak in hand.
I think that he has to at this point. If Gideon sticks, then Alex is...
Both draw Sword of Feast and Famine from Gerry.
Yeah.
Gerry spends...
These Oblivion Rings might just be the most important cards in the mirror.
They certainly were the most important cards back in the day with, not even very far back in the day, with the blue-white decks versus blue-white decks. During, like, that kind of Super Friends era.
Yeah. Time for reinforcements.
You've got more creatures than me. Is that okay?
Yeah, without Snow, I think that with Sword and Planeswalkers being the important cards, it might just be that Oblivion Ring's the important card here, and Gerry might just have the edge because of it.
And there are the soldiers.
Did Gerry gain 6 there?
He did not.
He did not? Okay.
Another land from Alex. Alex now has 7 land to Gerry's 5. This is actually very significant.
Yeah.
And I believe we're going to see a Colonnade come in and kill the Jace.
Yep. That's what it looks like to me he's planning on doing. Unless he's planning on just dropping Gideon.
Boink.
I'd rather just take out the Jace.
Goodbye, Jace.
Gerry does only have 2, and I'm pretty sure Alex and Gerry are like reasonably close enough that they know exactly what's up here.
Yep.
Gerry debating an Into the Royal on that Spellskite.
And he does it. Gerry does have Sword of Feast and Famine in hand.
Yeah.
So, Alex says okay. I presume a sword's going to be cast.
Yep.
And Alex has the question, do I Mana Leak it just to keep you from equipping it?
No, he hasn't Into the Royal. I think you just let him equip.
Mana Leak.
Oh, no.
Taps him down. In for 3.
Reinforcements suddenly on time as opposed to early game.
Now, Alex has timely reinforcements in his own deck, so if he has one in his hand, that's certainly reasonable. Is that an Oblivion Ring in his hand as well? No, he does not have Oblivion Ring.
Yeah. This is the one thing I don't like about the Flores list. There's no just like windmill slam threat that he can play here just to come back into the game.
There's his own reinforcements. And a hawk.
Yep.
And a hawk.
That's not going to end well. I think that this is going to result in a Gideon draw. Unless Alex has his own to trade, I don't know if that's what he wants to be doing.
Alex untaps. Activates Colonnade. Sends the team at Gideon because he has to.
Yep. Not an option. Mandatory.
So Gerry has to block at least 2 of these soldiers.
Probably blocking exactly 2 so he can keep up Feast of Famine.
Gideon goes to 1.
Yeah. Or let's rephrase. Keep up Feast of Famine without exposing Gideon to the attack here.
And another
That's the Spellskite.
Spellskite. Twisted Image? Oh?
That would be so
That would
awesome,
be so sick.
Oh, wow. That would be game-breaking. Gerry taps 2.
Is that going to be an Into the Royal?
Nope, just a Ponder.
Ponder. I saw
Shuffle
3 cards
away.
that suck.
Colonnade and 2 lands, it looked like to me.
Yeah. I mean, so what did he just do there? He just, in a late game situation, gets to look at 4 cards instead of 3. Maybe Ponder is the next wave. I don't know.
Yeah.
That seemed really awesome to me.
I don't know, but like, That was that scenario, but what about the scenarios where you look at your cards
Where you
and
get
like,
two good cards?
two good cards and a bad card, or a bad card, two good? Like, I'd rather just have more control in those scenarios.
O-ring.
Sword on in. Maybe everybody in. Nope, decides not to go for the super turbo kill. Probably because Alex has all the mana lands just to block. Gideon
Attack Gideon, please. He's got a mana leak in hand, I think, and land.
Yep. And he has a colonnade in play as alongside a tectonic edge.
Gideon is not long for this world.
It might be. That tectonic edge is going to keep it off of hitting.
But the three other creatures kill Gideon still.
He also has the celestial colonnade to block. So
And
it
Alex
might die.
does not have a edge of his own?
No, he does not.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
Alex is going to have to commit all of his guys to attacking this turn in order to kill it. I think you want to attack with Nexus, Alex, because then, yeah, that seems like a mistake.
Here they come. Yeah, you gotta spend some mana. Now, Celestial Colonnade would be pretty awesome if you got to activate it for 0.
Yes. I think that might be one of the best lands of all time,
Yeah.
if not the.
I like Library of Alexandria.
You take Library over 0 mana to activate Colonnade?
Never mind.
It has Vigilance. It just attacks every turn. So Gideon goes down. So does a Squadron Hawk. And it looks like the Colonnade survived.
I don't think he has a tech edge. I think Gerry doesn't have one right now.
I thought he did bury. He might have not used it.
Oh, double Sword of Feast and Famine. Ouch. That's my hand, says Alex. There goes Gideon and a hawk.
Looks like he was trying to untap and stick that Gideon, but
Wow.
yeah, Gerry might have just not used the Tectonic Edge because, why use it when the Gideon's going to die anyways? Just eat his guy and just continue on with your, I was going to say life, but game plan's also a reasonable way to put it.
9 to 15. Alex activates Colonnade. Colonnade comes in alone.
Might see a Tectonic activation here.
I don't. Is one of those glaring cards at the top an edge?
Yes.
I don't think so.
And again, I try and tilt my head to get rid of the glare.
I know, it's funny. Yeah, I don't know that there is one in
I thought
play.
I saw one up there.
It
He might
doesn't
just
look like
not
it to
care.
me.
He
It
might
looks
be
like
saving
Glacial
away. Oh,
Chasm.
there's the Consecrated Sphinx should seal the
thanks.
deal here.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yes,
5,
yeah.
6, and Alex
Yeah, that-
throws his hands in the air.
Definition
like, wow.
of deal being sealed there.
Look at that. He's like hand through his hair.
Yeah, that's
Draw.
enough. Still have all of these things.
And Alex is
Dead.
not a Day of Judgment deck.
Hacking his lands up, it looks like. Yeah.
Scoopity, scoopity.
Okay, let's look to the sideboards here. Gerry has a Balerion to even up with Alex. He might board in a Deprive. I can see that being reasonable.
I like a Deprive in that.
Do you board in Twisted Image thinking Alex leaves in Spellskite or no?
Alex is not going to leave in Spellskite. I mean, even if it protects your sword, is it worth it?
Well, he doesn't have Oblivion Ring for Gerry does, so it might be worth having a couple Spellskites to counter that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Other than that, he's only got 2 Revokes, Ratchet Bomb, no. Timely Reinforcements, probably not. I think he just wants to deprive Jace Balerion. Maybe Mental Misstep, but I don't think that's really necessary.
Other side of the table.
Though Gerry probably wants to board out 2 days.
What do you think of
Probably just 2 days, maybe
the
a
theory? I think this might have been either Lou Laskin or Drew Levin, who a while back, not at the very height of Clawblade, but before that, liked 1 Day of Judgment after board just to reset the world from a terrible situation.
That was always the card I hated the most because Whenever, or it used to be, whenever you day judgmented, you never passed yourself into from a